One thing that I would like to say, and I think that's a couple, well, Julie's not here and John's not here, but I just truly, from my perspective as a select person, would like to tell you what an incredible job you all do. I did not adequately do that at the meeting. I think we were all taken off guard by things that were said and what happened. I just need you to know that I personally, and I represent the select board, think you do an incredible job. I think this is a board that has worked diligently, tirelessly, to make things right and to do what needs to be done, and I just want you to know that I appreciate that.
Hear, hear.
And I say that to all of us.
Is there anybody else, because we're down in public forum, and go ahead. Actually, before you just make sure everybody, just for the record.
We aren't going to do any workshop stuff.
Because I left my, like I said, the other notebook is white. It looks like this, only this says planning board manual, it's the same manual, it's the wrong one.
We're going to hit the road running next week.
Oh,
So-
one question, is that multiple copies, or is
No, this is everything
If you
that
give
I've done so
Give
far.
that to me, I can take it to work and I can put it in booklet form, which I can.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Won't be a lot of paper, it'll
Can you
be,
make sure I get a copy?
yeah.
If you haven't read it by Friday, go off copy here for,
Yeah. I'll get it done. I'll get it done tomorrow, okay?
and I'll my daughter pick it up.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
So for the public forum, the other thing is people should always just say their name and then go ahead and talk. And we know Paul, but I just want to do it, keeps everybody online.
Paul Fuller. A suggestion on the 5 minutes or 10 minutes. This may seem a little technical, but I think a clock would be a good thing to have. And at 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you're done. Over. Don't keep going.
We probably should have, you know
Okay,
what?
that's
and
enough,
there's a couple meetings at work where we have those kind of clocks, so we should, I agree, that's probably a good idea. I mean, I hate it, but it's probably a good thing to do.
Egg timers are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Thinking about, like we've talked about, and
Who are you?
what the procedures might be and whatnot, you might want to consider, when you're working on ordinances, especially when you're having workshops, if you find that you're falling behind because people are coming in, things, that you have the discretion of not having any comments at a meeting if you want to.
Yeah, I think that could happen, and if we do that, I do think the fair thing to do would be a week in advance, so that people don't get stuff ready by like that Friday afternoon, and then come to the meeting the following week expecting to have their 10 minutes or whatever, and then they don't get it. I don't think that would be right either. So if we're not going to hear stuff the next week, it's probably appropriate to tell them, well, next week it looks like we're pretty booked and we're not going to have any open sessions. But we should try to always make sure that we have as much open sessions as possible. I don't think we should use that as a tool, but just as a, like you said.
You may find times that you need the time to work and not be interrupted by
Right.
other things.
Can you, Mr. Chairman, can you tell us, before we get in any more public comments, public forum, where we're going to be starting next week? So we can just kind of.
Well, you know what, I had a plan. That's why I want you to go look at that, and next week, we're gonna actually look at where we are, and we'll work that next week.
Vern actually has it.
Well, that would help, no, I don't have it scorecard, but that would help if we knew which ones that we've finished.
Well, that's why next week, that's what we're gonna
jumping
do.
around so much.
Right, I know, that's why if he prints that next week, that's gonna be the first thing that we do next week, so that we can publish a schedule, so that, because we're not gonna work on the whole book, like in 1 week. But there's gonna be like, half of an article, or an article in 4 sections, like one Wednesday, and then next Wednesday. And what I wanna do, if we can, next week, is to publish that out, all the way through to when we think we're gonna have these hearings. So that people can see what's happening, so they can make presentations that are appropriate and they have time to prepare. So next week, we're gonna build that.
So we are pretty much through Article 12. Or at least into Article 12.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I mean, that's why I printed it so far.
I'll get this done tomorrow and I'll close at 4 the rest of the week, don't you? I can drop it off at your house and you can bring it up to me. might find them in your garage, yeah.
Rick, do you have anything?
Nope.
I
Covered
do.
it fairly well.
So, thanks for coming over tonight. I know it was a little bit of an extra drive because of the
That's
scheduling
fine.
and stuff.
Fine.
Dave, you have anything? Keep missing you because I can't see you because Bill's been there.
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything?
Can I just, I asked Deb, and I, when you were talking about public hearings, there's 45 days that sticks in my head about posting a public hearing, so we always do this, we did it before. I think it's for, and check with me, Deb, because there's a time limit when you have to post so many days, and I think it's 45 days from one public hearing to the next, so.
Can you research that this week and next week report to us what we have to do with that?
We researched it and had it, it's in my notebook, I don't have it,
Right,
but.
well, if she could just bring, don't worry about it tonight, Debbie. Just, I don't want you to skim through it and just guess this week. I want you to just be sure next week.
I thought I printed it out.
So we'll be doing these workshops without Debbie, correct?
Yeah, we can do them without Debbie, but Debbie is happy to come here and take notes for us if she wants.
Well,
Fun thing to have.
I know. There's nothing else to do on Wednesday, right?
that's right. Someone said I can't.
I think it's too much to run a public hearing on 45 days before the vote.
I had that written.
Don't worry about it. Just get us the information
Yeah,
next
I
week.
don't think it's 45 days.
I don't think it's 45 days either.
I think it's 2 weeks.
I think so too.
There's something in there that's screwy, that we always go back and recheck this every time we're doing a public hearing.
Well, we'll double check and also look in the land use ordinance. I think there's a little bit of a schedule in the land use
Yeah.
ordinance too, so let's just make sure we get them right. Anybody else have anything? Going once? Going twice?
So.
Sold. 7:04.
Making the motion.
You gotta go put the locks on.
We thank the people that came, and we appreciate every time that you come. Because we'd really like to have people know what's going on and have their input.
Well, that's why we try to have time.
Debbie?
Night, Greg.
See you later.